Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm here to talk about books. Happy October, happy spooky season to all of my lovely subscribers. So for the first vlog of the season, I'm going to be doing another spin the wheel chooses my TBR video, except this time I only put on thrillers and horrors, the ones that I am interested in reading right now, because you're not my real dad and I can make the rules. Unless you are the one person that is my real dad and watches my videos. In that case, hi dad, I love you. But otherwise, we have a few to pick from and I'm very excited to have our first spin. I've been waiting for today so I can start filming. I also customized my spin the wheel so that it is fall themed because I am going crazy for fall right now, but still, we shall spin. We're going to get What Happened to the Bennetts. Okay, all right. This one is on my Kindle. So all I know going into this one is that it is about a family called the Bennetts. They have crossed paths with some very bad people and those people are now after them and their family. It's another book that Haley Hughes read and recommended and she loved it, so how on brand since she was my booktuber taste test last month. So I'm excited to get started. It is much later in the day and I am off of work now. I got a significant amount of reading done today. This book kind of has me in like a chokehold at the moment. Got to page 239, which is 62%. So this book is like 400 pages, 399 pages. And I didn't even know. Like, I'm reading it on my Kindle, so I had no idea that this book was nearly 400 pages, but I am very much not surprised that I am flying through it because Haley said she liked it and Haley knows a good thriller when she sees one. Went back to go read the synopsis of this book because I wanted to make sure that when I talked about it and told you guys what it was about, that I didn't give away any spoilers. I realized that this synopsis is one that typically wouldn't really grab my attention. It's kind of like a more crime mystery type thriller. So it's about a family. Our main character's name is Jason. He has a wife, Lucinda. The daughter, Allison, is like a teenager, and then they have a son who's a little bit younger than her. This family's out driving. They just got a new car. They're just having a good old time and they're getting tailgated by this like truck, I think it was. I don't know. At this point it feels like it was forever ago that I actually read the beginning. But they're being tailgated by this other vehicle on the road and the kids are like, "Dad, speed up." Like, he's kind of freaking us out a little bit, and he's like, "We have as much of a right to enjoy this road as they do." And so he's like, "I'm not doing anything for them." He eventually does let them pass, and then they go ahead and go like turn and block off the road so that the family can't drive farther. These two guys get out and something really bad happens alongside a carjacking where their car gets stolen. And I don't exactly want to say what happens because it doesn't specify in the synopsis of the book what happens like right there in the beginning. But this book takes off immediately, and then you come to find out, because they like called the police and everything, they kind of get wrapped up into this situation with them because now those people, they have connections, they're kind of after this family, and things just get really crazy. I know that's vague, like what I just explained to you, but I don't want to give too much away because so much happens in the beginning of this book that wasn't explained in the synopsis, and I would want for somebody to be reading this to have the same experience that I did of being like, what? What is going on here? A lot happens right in the beginning. We get right down to the nitty-gritty, and this book is kind of crazy. I'm surprised because I'm liking it so much given the synopsis and like the situation that we're put in, but at the same time I'm not, because Haley liked it. I am probably going to continue on reading this and read myself to sleep tonight because that's the type of mood that I'm in. And I am just gonna have to update you guys in the morning. But right now, it's pretty hopeful. I think I might give it a high rating. The crazy shit that happens in this book just does not stop. Wow, okay. I'm sorry if the lighting is a little bit weird. I am working in office today. I'm just on my break right now, and I wanted to update because I did finish What Happened to the Bennetts, and I was originally thinking about giving it like a 4.5 star. But I was saying in the beginning of this vlog, like the premise of this book sounds very action-y crime thing. That's how the climax was. So I can't really say that like it wasn't expected, but I still didn't really like that very much, and it took away from like how much the rest of the book I really enjoyed, because that was supposed to be like the most exciting part, and honestly I didn't care. So I think I'm gonna go down to like a 3.5, and that really sucks, but it's not the worst rating in the world. So I do want to spin for my next book since I'm working in office today, so during my breaks and stuff I'm gonna be reading, and I can't wait to see what we're picking up next. So let's get it. Night Watching. Let's go. Yes, by Tracy Sierra, I think it is. This one is like a home invasion thriller, which I do love. We'll see how it's done. I really like the vibes of the premise. It's like a mom who is home with her children and somebody's in her house. The whole home invasion thing, like your standard thing. So I'm really excited. This one seems like it's gonna be fast paced. I really hope, fingers crossed. But of course I'll let you guys have an update once that I have one. I am home from work. I was reading this book and I wanted to give an update on it. I do have some book mail to share with you guys. I made another order on Pango Books, and when it got here, I immediately opened it, not realizing that it was my Pango Books order because she sent it to me in an Amazon box. So the reason that I decided to place this order is because there was one book in here that I really wanted a physical copy of because I just have a feeling I'm really going to like it. I wanted a specific cover that is, I think it's an older cover, so that's why I'm not really able to find it online. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna buy it used then. And then I decided in order to make the purchase worth it and the shipping worth it, I would just shop the rest of her books, and I ended up getting 5. So first up we have Drowning by TJ Newman. I read Falling by TJ Newman and I really liked it. Author seems to write a lot of like airplane thrillers, which sure, but she definitely has a theme, and she used to be a flight attendant, so that kind of makes sense for her. But this one is different because Falling is about a pilot who gets word that his family has been abducted and is being held captive, and he has to crash the commercial flight that he's flying in order to save his family. So he has to like choose between the passengers and his family. This one is different because obviously the plane crashes into water. With how much I liked Falling, I just knew that I really wanted to pick this one up. I was just at that point of like almost getting free shipping, so I figured I might as well just add this on. So I got The Maid by Nita Prose. I've seen a lot of people read this book and talk about it. I have not been spoiled at all for like what it's about. I just know that it's kind of popular, and it is a series, so we'll see how I feel about this. I think this one's a thriller too. I just opened it up and I saw something about a dead body, so I'm assuming this one's a thriller. This is one that's been on my TBR for quite some time. So I got A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. I also have no idea what this one is about, and I think I'll go into it blind based off of the fact that a majority of the booktubers that I watch have read it. Specifically, the one that I'm thinking of right now is Gabby Reads. I'm almost 100% certain that she's read this, and that's probably why I added it to my TBR, but I'm gonna go on blind. I like the cover, it's really cool. I didn't even notice that there's like trees and stuff down here. I just saw like the ink splatters and stuff, but yeah, this cover is very interesting. And this copy just looks really nice. Honestly, I will admit that I got this one because I liked the cover of this too. I think this is a romance. Pretty much I just picked up whatever looked interesting on her shop. And then the entire reason that I made this purchase was because I wanted to get Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. So there's another book that I read this year in like February that I have talked about numerous times on this channel now, but I loved The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker, and I was hearing that if you liked that book, you would love this book. This one bumped up a lot on my TBR because of how much I liked that other one, but I wanted this cover. I did not want, I'll put it here, I did not want this cover that I was seeing on like Amazon and stuff. I wanted this one. And I'm pretty sure that it's on Kindle Unlimited right now, but I wanted my own physical copy because that's how confident I am that I'm really going to like this. So I'm hoping that I won't be let down because my expectations for this one are very high. So I started off on the audiobook when I was at work. I did get significantly far with just audio, but I ended up having to stop listening to it while I was at work, and I just switched to listening to music because I figured since I really wasn't enjoying the audiobook very much that I would give the Kindle version more of a try, and I obviously couldn't do that while I was working. So when I got home today, I started reading it on my Kindle, and I'm still not really enjoying it. So the problem is that the way that this book is set up and what my expectations were kind of going into it was that I was expecting it to be more like fast paced. I thought it was going to be kind of like No Exit vibes, but make it like home invasion. The book starts out very, very fast because she literally, the first line of the book is, "There's somebody in my house." And I was like, oh, okay, so we're just going to jump right into it. And so then I was expecting it even more so to be like fast paced, but it's weird to say This is actually kind of like a slow burn. We're reading a lot of this main character. First of all, she's hiding in her house with her 2 children, trying to figure out who this person is that's there, because she kind of recognizes him, or there's something familiar about him, but she can't quite put her finger on it. And so we're spending a lot of time with her, like trying to figure out who he is while hiding from him, and trying to keep like her kids quiet and not like drawing attention to where they are in the home. And so there's a lot of that. And then there's also her telling stories, like going back in time and telling stories about like her husband and their family members, and just kind of setting up a lot of backstory. Yeah, 47% into this book, and we've been getting so much backstory, and not a lot of stuff is actually happening current day with the situation of this intruder being in their house. I still do want to give it a little bit of a try, so I'm gonna try to read it some more tonight, and then I think by my next update with you guys I will have an answer whether or not I DNF'd it, or if I decided to keep reading it. So I'm super excited about all of those books that I just opened, and that sucks when I'm reading a book that I'm not interested in right now. I won't be updating you guys tomorrow, I think, because I'll be babysitting for most of the day. My little cousin will be here, and I will be babysitting her. I intentionally don't film when I'm with her, just because like I don't want to put her on the internet. It's not my child. But if that's the case, then I will see you guys on Sunday, and hopefully I'll have good news for this book. We'll see what happens, but I'll see you on Sunday. Before I give you guys a reading update, I did just want to show you, because this is kind of book related, but yesterday when I was babysitting, I was like dusting my shelf and cleaning it, and I dropped this little statue that I purchased. I'll put the original here. I dropped it, completely shattered it, and I just started to glue it back together and like remake it. So the little book that she's holding, completely gone. I don't know where it is. I'm missing a foot. There's a big hole in the back of her head, but it's okay. It's whatever. So I decided to redo it, and this is what it looks like now. See, there's her hole that she still has, and then there's a foot missing right here. So I just made a stack of books to go there, because I felt like that was kind of fitting, and you can't really tell with certain angles. Like, I don't know. You tell me. I think I'm gonna have it sitting on my shelf this way. Yeah, I glued this back together, and I made her a new little green book that the pages are actually like open, so that's cuter in my opinion. But this was fun. I don't know, maybe it can be like a little bit symbolic of when I'm broken, I'm falling apart, books put me back together. And then as far as a reading update goes, I decided that I'm going to DNF Nightwatching, because I tried so hard to read it last night, to give it more of a chance. And like, why am I trying so hard to read a book? This is slump territory, and we don't want that, which is really crappy, because I was very excited about this book, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. I want to spin for a new book today, and I am really hoping that we get a good one, because I need something to make this vlog better. But let's go ahead and spin. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. What is it gonna be? Oh my god, we live here now. Oh yes, this is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. I have been so looking forward to reading this book. Isn't she gorgeous? I'm so excited. I am so excited to read this. So Sarah, please don't let us down. Don't let us down. I've already asked you several times now. I know I can't change the trajectory of this book. It's already been written, but please don't let us down. As far as my plans for today, I really feel like it's kind of nice outside. October is when Arizona starts to get like less summery and we actually get cooler, livable weather. So I kind of want to go for a walk today, and I think I can get this audiobook to start off with. Yeah, it's on Spotify, so I can listen to the audiobook while I'm on my walk just to get started with it. And then in case I find somewhere to like sit down and hang out and take a break, I'm gonna bring my physical copy as well. The book doesn't even fit all the way inside of my tiny backpack. So it's gonna be sticking out during my walk, but I need to bring it. It is around 8 o'clock at night, and after my husband got home from work, we took the dogs to the park, which I did read some more there. And then we went to the grocery store to get some stuff to make dinner. While my husband was like prepping everything and cutting all the stuff up, I took a shower because I was very sweaty today, but not as bad as it is in the summer. So the weather's getting nice. I'm very happy. I'm willing to go outside now. I got to page 97, which is chapter 31, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm so happy that I decided to DNF that other book. This one is super creepy. I'm loving the atmosphere. It is about this couple whose names are Emily and Freddie, have some things that happened in their marriage. I don't want to spoil anything, but you do find out relatively close to like the beginning of the book. It's just not in the synopsis, but there's some things that happen in their marriage. They weren't really on like the best of terms, and then there was an accident when they were on vacation where she fell off of a cliff and she was in a coma for like a while. Now she has come out of her coma. She's recovering. She has like all these scars on her, and she walks with like a cane, I think. Her and her husband bought this house to like get a new fresh start, a country house in Dartmoor. I don't know where that is, but it's called Larkin Lodge. She suspects that there's something really weird going on. There's like a lot of very strange things happening in this house, like books flying off of the shelf, windows opening on their own. She just feels uneasy in this home and believes that there's some kind of presence or like haunting. When she tries to express these feelings and like verbalize them to people like their friends or her husband, people are like, oh, she's crazy because of being in a coma, coming to reality and things are happening. So with her being the only person that experiences these happenings in the house, everyone else just kind of thinks that she's being crazy and that it's not true. So far, we haven't had any like really big twists. There's been a couple ones here and there that are setting up this story to be something that I think is going to be super intriguing for me. And I am loving this so far. I am so happy to be feeling that way, because after reading a couple of books that I was just like meh about, and then reading Night Watching and having to DNF it because I was literally bored, and I'm like, I am a reader, why do I not want to read? So yeah, I am very, very happy with how this book is going, and I am super hopeful. In a little bit, once that dinner is done, my husband and I are planning to stay in and play some video games. Before I go to bed tonight, I do plan on getting some more of this book read because I am glued to it at the moment. When we got home and I was sitting in my room, like, okay, I'm about to get in the shower, I wanted to finish up the chapter that I was reading, and then I just kept going. So I don't want to put this book down, which is absolutely fantastic. Taco bowls, yummy. It is the next day, and I am almost done with this book. I have about this much left, and I am still loving it. I'm still having a really good time, and I'm very happy to say that. So I've been coloring in this cute little book here. It's just like corners and stuff like that. But I got one that's similar to it, except that it is more Halloween-ish. So I want to do this one. Oh, that's literally the cover. That's so cute. But I want to color in this one. So I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook while I color for a little bit before I have to go to work, because I have about an hour. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. I have coffee, of course. I just took a little shower and I'm ready to start coloring. I am on my break from work right now, and I just had a few chapters left of this, so I quickly finished it up, and I'm here with my final thoughts. I'm very pleased to say that I did really enjoy this book. When I compare it to Behind Her Eyes, that one is still my favorite. That one is still a 5-star favorite of all time. But this one still did something for me, and I am giving it 4 stars. Super happy to be ending it on a 4-star book because the rest of the vlog was like not going so well. I mean, what happened with the Bennetts wasn't a bad book. It was just very middle of the road for me, and a lot of it had to do with like one specific part of the book and like detail that brought the rest of it down. Everything else about it I loved, and it would have been probably a 4.5 to 5-star book. But this one was good for me all the way through. Satisfied with how it played out. There are these chapters every once in a while, because we're reading from the point of view of Emily for the most part, where we get a perspective from a different character who I will not say because I feel like it's kind of spoilery, where you are leading up to some kind of secret, some kind of thing that you think is going to be like the really big twist. And honestly, what I was expecting was going to happen, and like what I thought with my experience of reading thrillers was going to happen here did not happen, and it went a completely different way, which I do appreciate. That is very Sarah Pinborough, but the twist that is in this one wasn't nearly as good as the twist that was in Behind Her Eyes, which is why I'm giving it 4 stars. One of the things that I liked about this one is the atmosphere. You have like this haunted house vibe going on here, and it's original in how it's a haunted house story. Like, I've read so many of those, but this one was actually different, and it felt original. It felt like it was a new take on the haunted house trope, and I did appreciate that a lot. This is actually kind of the perfect book to be reading during spooky season. While the setting was very cold, and a lot of the characters would talk about how freezing it was outside and that it was like really icy, and in the middle of the night, if you had the window open, you would be like freezing to death. We don't get that type of weather. We get like really nice, you know, livable weather here in October. I do imagine that it gets quite cold some other places around this time. And I don't know, it just worked so well for me to read this during like spooky season and the beginning of fall. So this was perfect for me at this time, and it helped me to avoid that big old reading slump that I just did not want to deal with. One of the other things that I really enjoyed about this, and I feel like it's super important if you feel yourself getting slumpy, is that this book has very short chapters. Like all of them were pretty short. Some of these chapters are only like 2 pages long, which is fantastic. I like how she portrayed in this one that not every relationship is perfect, and some people really do have their flaws. Some relationships on the outside look really happy and like they are made for each other. They're so in love, but on the inside there's problems. And it also touches on like new relationships versus old relationships, and how when you first meet somebody and start seeing them, everything will seem so perfect. This person is amazing. In the beginning, you may have found something cute or admirable, but that it can grow to irritate you down the line. And I feel like that is very true in a lot of relationships, where the honeymoon phase passes and reality kind of sets in and you're like, you know what? That's actually kind of annoying that you do that. So this one goes into that, but these characters do not handle that very well at all, and they just grow to resent each other and hate each other. And that's pretty clear throughout the book. But everybody on the outside looking in thinks that they're so in love and that they're perfect, and they're like, what's your secret? So I found that to be really funny. Like, you never know what's going on behind closed doors, or like what has transpired between 2 people. So yeah, 4 stars. We did knock 3 books off of my TBR, even though one of them was a DNF. I'm still happy to know what like my thoughts are on it, and for me to have it out of the way, and I can read other books that I enjoy so much. Take this as your sign to not be afraid to DNF a book that you are not enjoying, because there's probably something better right around the corner, and you don't want a crappy book that you're not enjoying to force you into a slump. I hope that you guys are having a great rest of your day. I hope spooky season is treating you well so far. And until my next vlog, I will see you guys later. Bye.